So to place the wire, you have a 5 French pacing kit, and it goes through a 6 French fast cath.
Okay.
Both of which are located in this pacing box, which has all your information here, and that's located just over next to the CT surgery mid-levels.
Great.
This keeps everything. This kit sits right here, so that's where everything's kept. So temporary. So most of the time, you can, if you have to do a temporary, you can ask the nurse.
Just so you can see where we are. CT surgery mid-levels. Temporary pacing.
If you guys actually lift up underneath here, lead V2 is the it's been detached. So if you look at the monitor over there, V2 is not hooked up right now.
Does it have to be V2?
It doesn't have to be, but that's what they recommend when it's cordial leads. So.
One chance what we're doing. Can't argue with history. Should go in.
Alright, let's try this then. Let's see. Let's do this. And then let's do an alligator clip onto there. So
Usually what
one of those two should work. Alright. So now the next thing, before you hose yourself and you want to make sure you put the schwandum on before you go in there. Because last thing you want to do is get the wire in and it works, and all of a sudden you realize you don't have your cover on there. So I always double check which way it goes on. So it's going to go on this way because it's going to screw on here, and this distal port, or the distal portion of the schwandum, has a knob that turns. So it turns counterclockwise and clockwise to tighten down on the temporary wire that's in place. So once you get in place, you screw it down to lock it in place. So feed that through here.
So he's curved.
So, and then we're going to do the curve that I was talking about. So whenever I do a temp wire, first thing I do is put a curve to it. It doesn't have to be much. I don't want you to bend the wire too much, but put a little bit of curve to it. Because when you put it in, you want to put in, and you can visualize what I just did. You're going to have it come down, and the RV apex is sitting just about right here. So you're going to come down, and it's going to have it come through tricuspid valve, and it's going to loop around down into the RV apex, and it's going to sit just like this. And for most people, it's anywhere on these markers from 40 to 50 centimeters. So four little black marks for 40 centimeters, a single black mark for 50 when you put it in. So, oops, I'll get it.
Make sure you tell your nurse what you're marked at.
Yes, that's right. Alright, so let's for them still. That's right. That's why I left it there. There we go. Alright. Now just slide right over to the side. Alright.
This is the guy who's about to get the temporary wire.
Good, careful.
Oh, thank you.
Watch out, there's
Good aim.
we got my curve to it. Put it in. Yes, it's already there. So that's what, thank you, make sure. So it's already on here. So it'll be advanced once we get this in here. So wire goes in. I put it to the 20 centimeter mark, so there's 2 markers here, so that's 20 centimeters. And then put the balloon up. So now we should see our intracardiac electrocardiogram.
And yes, that is atrial. Look how frequent they are. They're much more frequent than the QRS complexes.
Alright, so we know we're in the right atrium, and it's following just after the QRS complex. If you guys, I actually brought that paper in here, so if you guys want to take a look at it while we're doing it. This is going to be high right atrium, and as you're going to see, as we move closer to the lower portion of the right atrium and into the right ventricle, all of a sudden you're going to see a ventricular complex. And again, we're looking for that pattern of injury. Now when we do this,
That would be it.
there's our ventricular.
It's not subtle, huh?
No. So looks like a injury pattern.
So the balloon is inflated all the time, right? Since 20.
Yes.
The balloon is up. And is inflated, correct.
That looks like
So
what you're looking for.
we've got injury pattern there, it looks like. So what we can do is now take our balloon down. The balloon will come down. And then we can hook this up to our pacing box and we'll see how we're doing. So,
Quick, which ones you put it in? A or B?
where's my lead? Oh, there it is. It's just underneath. It's hiding. Okay.
Do you have the wires that go into that?
Oh, you know what? I forgot to grab those. No, thank you. They're sitting right inside the box.
I thought you dropped them on the field.
No, I thought I did, and I realized I forgot to grab. I was talking about them, and I forgot to grab them. So when we set this up, we'll choose a rate. For him, we set anything above what we think his rate, intrinsic rate is, and then just set him as an asynchronous mode. So you turn synchrony all the way down, it'll be asynchronous at that point. Negative first. The negative goes in black.
Okay.
Oh, here's one. There we go. I'll tighten that down for you. And then,
I don't click. Just like you guys have.
okay.
Did we
All
hold
right.
the actual wire?
So I don't think it moved much because it's just above 50. So we can go ahead and now we can turn this on. Say that here.
You wanna put it in?
All right, no, I can't. So it goes into V, and this is when you set your parameters. You can already see here's around we've got configured complex. Now we just gotta look and see. So we're set for a rate of 80, and age doesn't matter, it's your V output, so we're set for 10 milliamps. So we
He's
have,
not conducting some of them, huh?
so there's some that aren't conducting, correct. So we can just try advancing it just a little bit. Yeah, I mean you're right there. There we go. So, you now have ventricular capture. We should watch his rate will increase to 80, which we have it set for. We have it set for 10, which is the standard current. And then he may go over if he goes in this AFib. But yeah, now we're all set. You're now done with ECG guidance.
And now
And there's your YouTube
balloon,
video.
balloon down, right?
Yes, and then balloon comes down, exactly. So just make sure it's down. Just double check. So balloon is down. Lock that. It's
I
down.
thought it was down from.
Then all we're going to do is we're going to slide this, make sure you leave this in place. It's going to slide all the way up.
Where are we?
We're at about 48, just
Okay.
below the 50 marker. So now, I'm going to walk this out all the way over here to keep everything that way. The entire wire is sterile. You'll see sometimes people do this and they leave it up there and whatnot. So you want this entire portion to be as sterile as possible. So we get to the end point, and again, that's where you lock it down. So you turn it clockwise.
So you don't stretch
Wire's
it
not
out.
going anywhere. So wire's fixed there, wire's been screwed in here. All that's left to do now is suture that in. And all set.
The wire locks down from the
Turn it.
Wire locks down
From there.
distal. So if for some reason you get called and a wire's not capturing, people make the mistake of all of a sudden trying to disconnect here and move it up and down. You actually have to make sure it's unlocked here. You can't do anything if it's unlocked here, or I mean until it's unlocked here. So the first thing you do, you walk in, you're not getting captured. Loosen this, and then you can manipulate the entire wire. And you can manipulate everything through this point. So everything's sterile
You
still.
can push this through even if that's not right up to a certain point. 'Cause
You can, as to an extent, but yeah, it's much easier. So, and then as soon as you're done and you have it in place again, lock this down. So clockwise rotation to lock it down.